There we go. Hello, everybody. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the submitted assignments for this week, although we have all the way until Friday. So a lot of them may not be here because they're assuming that Friday is going to be the due date for them. And that's fine. We do have one down here. Austin has his submitted. And I've got that up here on itch. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at that first. I don't see Austin in chat, but that's okay. We're going to take a look at it anyway. Let me just make sure if there's any instructions. All right. See what we got. I don't know any of the background information on this, but we'll just give it a try anyway. Zombies left 20 and I've got a hammer. Well, oh, there he goes. I had to back up a little bit. Ooh, he hit me. So I'm hitting the mouse 1, and that animation is really slow. I wonder if it's supposed to be that slow. To give you some context on this, I'm going to say the word click the next time I click the mouse. Ready? Click. Hit. It's like a whole 1 second later. Austin, if you're hearing this, snap that animation up quite a bit. It would be glacially slow in most games to have a half-second delay on a action that is supposed to attack. I would suggest a quarter second and nothing more. Oftentimes, if we're talking about fighting games which are particularly punchy, there's some loud coin collection sounds. Fighting games will have an instant or near instant connection with whatever action. And I know that this isn't a fighting game, but still. Okay, I killed them all. Hey, this guy wants to sell me stuff? Press E to shop. Okay. I'll buy that. Can I buy anything else? No? Can I buy it again? No. Okay. Oh, there it is. I don't know what my health started at. Did anybody catch what that number was? No. Oh, well, it must have been pretty high. Bonk. We'll see if anything different happens this time. If not, then I'll stop the playtest here. Cool. So, I mean, this works. I don't know what the goal of the project was because there wasn't any associated write-up on this page, at least, so I would have to go look at the assignment itself. But it works. It's a little bit clunky and slow, but everything seems to function the way you might want it to. Coins are being collected, sounds are playing, attacks are landing, all that good stuff.
I have a question on this.
Yeah. Oh, I died.
Yeah, for the sparrow part, if you try to actually hit it, I didn't see that part of the game because it looks like you're underneath a few boxes.
Underneath, oh, up
So if
there?
you try to stab someone, would that work?
I think this
Like
is
hit
where
them underneath.
I think this is where the zombies come from. Oh, look, I'm on his head. That was weird. I think those are just to mark the spawning positions to let you know don't stand under them or you might get hit a lot.
Yeah, those are the spawning parts.
Yeah.
I think you should be able to hit those.
Well, if this game were about stopping the zombies, then probably I can jump. Let's see. Well, my swing is so slow that timing a jump with it is okay. Well, I'm on the zombies' heads. It seems like no. I don't think the game is about destroying those. I think it's just about getting a high score or something. But yeah, there isn't very much context here, so we can't be entirely sure.
Okay.
Cool. Anybody else want to give me a little first reaction to Austin's effort here? Can I just jump off? Oh, wow, I can. Okay. And we're just going to keep plummeting forever. So you might want to kill volume to stop that from happening. Okay.
I like the animations though.
they're charming, just like Minecraft animations should be. So it depends on what his goal was. If it was just to make something functional, definitely accomplished all that. If it was to make something fun, it's got a bit of ways to go before it's going to be any fun. Probably need to make it a lot slicker and faster responding at the very least. And then there could be extra bits of challenge, like uh, the enemies could be slightly different. Some could be fast and weak, some could be slow and strong, and then maybe a little bit of obstacles in the scene. Yeah, I felt a nowhere. I felt a Matrix world. Yep. So very good. I'll check out the assignment submission before actually assigning any grade or anything to that, but I just wanted to play through that since it was on our list. All right. Does anybody else? Oh, I see another one just popped up here. We've got cool. Jamie has one. Jay has one. Let's see. Cool. We did actually look at this on Friday. If it's the only part of it, I can go look through the folders to see if there's any other bit to that. Is Jay here? Jay here? I don't see Jay. Okay. Well, we did take a look at this on Friday and made a couple comments about it. I don't think there's any difference, is there? Oh, wait. Oh, there is. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I had made mention about like the poking in the eye thing right here. And so it looks like they actually moved that out of the way. That's very good. Were there anything else that I actually said? Oh, so there's a hand to indicate now that's what this is. This is like a superpower. Cool. And we've got a little icon, very cute, up there in the top. I don't think there's anything else. Oh, they just got rid of the HP DexCon thing because I complained about it. You don't have to take all of my criticism seriously. If you have a reason for that, you can totally leave that. I was just saying, like, I don't know what that is. So you don't have to take everything I say as law. I have an opinion just like anybody else. All right, cool. Yeah, so there's like a few little minor tweaks on this. It seems good. I would just move on to the next project if this is a complete one. All right. So anyone else who is in the call has something to show, or is that it for right now? I will take your silence as a no. All right. So I just wanted to talk about one more thing before we're essentially done, unless you guys want me to demonstrate something. I wanted to talk about the number of different people who said that they were going to have something due last week that didn't actually turn it in. I went ahead and contacted everyone who had a project due last week that I didn't receive to say, hey, where is it? It's missing. And I got a lot of good reasons why I didn't receive all of them. And I got a lot of silence too. So some people gave me legitimate reasons, like one person said their family had moved and they didn't have Wi-Fi yet, so they didn't have internet access, and that's like a valid thing to say. But let me talk about professionalism and how it is that you're going to be perceived, because this class is not like a lecture course where you've got homework and assignments and you're practicing a certain craft. This is you practicing the thing that you like to do, potentially to get a job for it. And what would be more professional and less is more professional would be negotiating with me when these things should move and how much ahead of time. Not the day of class, not 1 hour before class, but several days before, a week before, as far ahead in advance as you can. An unprofessional thing would be allowing this time to just come and go with no mention whatsoever. That's not going to impress anyone. It's going to make your coworkers dislike you. It's going to make your supervisors not rely on you, and it's going to make people who hired you want to get rid of you and replace you with someone else. So get in the habit of always delivering on what you promise. If it means that you have to underpromise, that's okay, right? Give yourself more time, and then if everything's going great, bump up that deadline, and then you look good. Suddenly it looks like a big bonus. Oh wow, I thought this would take 3 weeks, and it's only taken 2. You suddenly look very smart and very responsible. But if you start to promise too much and deliver far too little, then it feels really irresponsible, like you're not totally taking this seriously, or as if nobody should rely on you and give you something important because there's a very strong chance that it's not going to happen. Okay, so that's what I want to see for us going forward, is that you guys realistically try to scope what it is that you're going to do, or talk with me ahead of time. You can always, the day before is perfectly reasonable. Tell me, I don't think I'm going to have this thing. It's taken me much longer than I expected. and then we'll have a short little exchange back and forth of saying, when do we actually think that it's going to get delivered? Okay. And if you have to change a project drastically because it's just completely, wrecking you, or it's not going well at all, that's reasonable too. You can always make those decisions. Okay. Just communicate it. All right. Cool. Silent agreement from everybody. You guys are still there, right? Fall
Yeah.
asleep? Okay.
Yes.
Cool. All right. We only had those projects to look at. Do you guys need me to demonstrate something, talk about something? Do you need advice? Don't all speak at once. Okay, I'll go down the call list and ask you one by one, like I've done last time. Alan, you are first on the list. How's it going?
Um, it's going well. I don't have anything that I don't have any questions that I have at the moment to ask.
Okay.
But the progress on our project is going well. I definitely think we'll have something to show on the due date on Monday,
Okay.
so that if something needs to change, we'll have until Friday.
Awesome.
Oh, sorry, what?
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds fine.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, at the moment I was working on making it a little bit more user friendly by including like a main menu where you can like choose levels and stuff like that.
Right.
And the next thing I want to try working on is implementing audio like we talked about before.
Excellent. Sounds good to me. All right.
Yep.
Keep going. All right. Next on the call list, I have Blue. I don't know who Blue is. Who is Blue? Hello, Blue. I'm looking for someone who has a nickname of Blue, or maybe I'm just slow and I know who that is.
That's me. Sorry. Jamie.
Oh, that's you. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was trying to get pushed to talk to work.
Oh, that's fine. It mutes and it requires push to talk every time, so it can be a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I naturally mute, so I like got it all messed up.
Yeah. So we looked at your stuff last time. You obviously saw it because you did the things that I was
Yeah.
talking about. Just like I was saying earlier, you don't have to take everything I say seriously. Sometimes it's just an opinion. So if you have like a strong reason for keeping something, then feel free to stick by those guns. That's okay.
Yeah, no, I thought it was good feedback because I just wanted to show like her play style, but I think that's something I'll touch on in another assignment. So
What kind of game does she belong to?
I'm not like 100% sure yet, but I think
Okay.
it's more
Something with
kind
these
of think
kinds of
Overwatch,
stats, maybe? Or-
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Then. Okay, actually, now I'm reading it. Agility and Dex to me are the same thing. Are they different to you?
I think I took it more as agility, as speed and dexterity is like the ability,
Like the
like
complicated
acrobatics almost.
stuff? Okay. I mean, a lot of times they're lumped together. They don't always have to be. But the first thing to figure out would be what kind of game does this character belong to? Because that's going to change the necessity of how she looks and moves and flexes and details and stuff. So imagine just for a minute that the kind of game that you end up deciding on is like Civilization kind of game, top down, third person, really far away. Then none of these cool design things would matter because we would never see them unless it was in a portrait, right? Now I know that's extreme, but similar things can happen. Platformer versus first person 3D versus RPG or whatever. There are certain necessities physically for those characters to exist in those game settings and work appropriately. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So you're thinking something like Overwatch, which is like a third or first person, three-dimensional shooter.
Yeah, kind of like similar in play style
Uh-huh.
and like multiple characters.
Okay. So a really big part of that then is, what do you see when you're playing the character? So this hand bit matters a whole lot more now, because every one of those characters has unique guns that have just as much character as the body does, because as the inhabitor of that body, that's mostly what you're staring at is their hands out in front of them. So you might want to take a design pass if that was your thing on just like the hands, both of them. Are they different? Are they the same? Do they interact? Are there any characteristics that show you what sort of power you have loaded at the moment on those hands other than the flame coming out of them? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
And then another aspect would be if this is like Overwatch in that there are many different characters, what makes her different from those other ones? Is there a big hulking character? Is there a tiny little sprightly character that jumps all over the place? Where is she in that ranking? Is she the biggest, the smallest, or medium? Is she the toughest or the weakest? That sort of stuff, because there's a lot that you can do to signal that compared to those other characters. Now, I'm not suggesting that you go make an entire roster with this level of detail, but thumbnailing a roster might be a good idea. Think about 5 other characters maybe that are plausible. They don't have to be finalized, but just what do their silhouettes look like and what is their scale compared to this one so that you can start to signal the right things with this character. Does that make sense?
yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Are you a fan of like Overwatch itself?
Yeah, love and hate relationship.
That's cool. Are you a fan of any other kind of game that has that kind of roster?
Uh, Genshin Impact, where you collect the characters, I guess.
Cool. Um, what kind of game is that?
Um,
It's
I
like,
wouldn't know how to explain.
is it
Kind of,
3D or is it like 2D?
yeah, it's 3D.
It's
It's
3D.
like
Okay.
a open world, kind of like a RPG, like Japanese RPG.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it might be. Then physically, there's going to be differences, but as far as like emotionally and character wise, it's going to be very, very similar. What springs to mind when I think of like the roster lineup of like Overwatch is like Street Fighter, where those characters are all so unique and different and they have different advantages and disadvantages. They're not in a 3D first person world. They're not working together as a team, but the idea of that uniqueness of character is very, very present in games like Street Fighter and all the other, arcade fighting games. So you might look at some of those just for inspiration about how drastically do they change body proportions and the characteristics to make you feel a certain way about those characters. That makes sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
Um, so do a little bit of thought about what kind of game this would potentially be, and about that roster kind of setup. What is your current schedule? What are you planning for?
I had I have something set for the 5th, it looks like, and I was thinking of trying 3D modeling because I've never done it before.
Oh,
But now I'm more curious about dabbling in everything you just said.
okay. So
To be
it's a long time, right? And
mhm.
that's a lot of stress to put on a single foray into like 3D modeling. I would always suggest making shorter goals. Even if it is your first time 3D modeling, I would say try to do something, anything by Friday, you know? But if you want to stick with the design side things, then I would like to see progress every week, but I don't know when you would actually turn that in because I don't know what you'd want to end up with.
Yeah, to be honest, at the beginning of the class, I really misunderstood the schedule setup and like
Mm-hmm.
what we were supposed to be doing. So I think when I did the schedule,
Oh, I think you took off push to talk.
oh, sorry.
There you are. Yeah, keep hitting it.
Oh, I've been holding it down, but it keeps coming off. Sorry. I'm on my phone.
Yeah, everybody says it happens on their phone.
Okay, now it should work, I think.
Yeah.
Um, I misunderstood the what we would be doing in this class, which
Mm-hmm.
is why I have the first abandoned one because
Yeah.
I had to start over. So I primarily focus in 2D
Okay.
design, so the game design aspect is new to me.
Well, that's fine. This
So
this can
I'm
be
trying.
whatever you prefer it to be. So if you want to push
Yeah.
your 2D design and concept, then that's your thing, and that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, I guess I just didn't know where to begin. So I really, really appreciate you just explaining all of that
Cool.
because I would have never thought of that.
Okay. I can probably recommend some resources for you to
Okay.
study character design and start to polish it a little bit more. I gotta go find them, but a lot of them may already be available in our shared links document because I put my all-time favorites in there at the very least. Let me just take a peek and see. Let's go down to 2D art. Control Paint is deceptively good. It's mostly about the mechanics of painting and drawing digitally, but there's a lot of stuff of other categories in there as well. In fact, let me just open it up and take a look real fast. So in the free video library, we come down here and we've got just getting started, digitally painting, traditionally drawing composition, using reference materials, which is beginning to touch on like character design, color, basic painting, brush, masking, adding surface details, vector, user interface, study habits, theory and mindset, but all like chopped up throughout all this. There are little bits that are environmental design or character design or concept first passes or final stylization. You just kind of have to read the headings and see what appeals to you. So, for instance, we've got like film study capturing stills, film studies gesture. There's a character thing right there. Quick pose studying, three major masses and simplifying the head. So there's a lot of anatomy in there. Um, just a primer on what design is a really great place to start if you've never really thought about it before, because there's a lot of misconception about what design is supposed to be and what it's not supposed to be. Composition alone is most of what character design is fundamentally, even though this is going to be talking about composing an image instead of composing a person. So there's a lot of really good stuff in this one. Proco's all anatomy, so that's fine. But yeah, I don't think I have concept centric stuff on here. I'm going to look up some stuff and add it to this document though for you.
Oh, thank you.
Cool. Anything else? Any other concerns?
No, I think that's it.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we've got Juan. Juan, how's it going? Oh, Juan's typing. We've got a couple weeks until Juan's next thing, so not really looking at for anything right now. Good. I just wanted to make sure everything's cool. If you don't have any questions, that's fine. If you do, type them in. By the way, you guys, occasionally, if you see a little red mark here, sometimes it's giving you a warning. It's not always true. Like this one works, so don't worry about that too much. In fact, it's warning for a lot of these, probably because I had data validation on the like letter P thing, but don't worry about it. Thinking of doing 3D model or doing 3 seamless textures. Either one of those sounds fine. I think that probably you might want to think about a different deadline depending on which you pick. 3 seamless textures, I think, is a good one for a week long. Depending on what you pick, 3D modeling, it could be complex or it could be fast. If you want more practice, do more small projects rapidly. But let me know what you decide. Either one of those sounds reasonable. All right. Miguel, how's it going?
Not bad. Just trying to figure out what I'm going to do next.
Okay. What'd you do
Didn't mean to
last?
have it pushed out 2 weeks. It was my intro to ZBrush,
It
figuring
was
out how to use it
the
at all.
pumpkin, the jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah,
Cool.
jack-o'-lantern.
So you're pushing on to more sculpture then.
Yeah, I was thinking of trying to take like a concept and make a character.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you think that's a little too ambitious for like 2 or 3 weeks.
It depends on, I mean, how comfortable you were, really. I mean, sometimes my first couple forays into sculpting in Blender were full characters with like clothing and stuff. But I had also done clay modeling previously, like traditional with your hands clay modeling. I had done 3D modeling for years, so I felt really confident. And also, it didn't matter if I messed up, I would just throw the thing away and try something else. So how confident are you?
Confident enough to say I think I'm going to do it. And
Okay.
if it doesn't turn out as good as I want, well, whatever. I still practiced.
That's a learning experience. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what the approach is for ZBrush, but the approach for Blender and other sculpting tools has been make the character as if they have no clothing or hair, then use a separate object to make their hair that sticks through the scalp and kind of fluffs up beyond it, or use a separate object to make like their shirt or their pants or their gloves or whatever on top of the base model.
Yeah, I think I've seen people's workflow go like that.
Yeah, it just tends to be easier to do because if you start with like a naked Barbie kind of mannequin, you know right where to fit everything. You don't have to worry about cutting it up or anything. And you can do that version with very low detail, knowing that it's going to be covered over by higher resolution, more detailed stuff. So you get this kind of like voodoo doll or Barbie doll thing first, and then you get all the detailed, nice looking stuff after.
Okay,
Cool.
I think I'll go for it.
Okay, are you going to stick to your 3-week course?
I thought I originally put that at 2 weeks, so
We can slide this back one to right here, so where nothing is due this week, but we'll be looking for it next week.
yeah.
That sound about right?
Yep.
Okay, that gives you a lot of time to play around with new techniques, see how far you want to take it. If it goes well, try to really push the detail. Like for instance, I did a character and it was going quickly, so I added like buttons and like a cravat on their neckerchief and gave one like wireframe glasses and stuff. But when it's not going well, then you just work on the basics and make sure they all function.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nathan, how's it going?
It's going well. I only came to ask that one question.
Okay.
Other than that, that's about it.
Right on. I have to ask you, are you enrolled in the class or are you just here to hang out?
I'm not in the class, but I'm here to just learn some stuff. So,
That's
yeah.
perfectly fine. I just thought I'd ask because I lose track of you sometimes.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. Yeah, and if you ever want me to demonstrate stuff, I mean, absolutely feel free to ask because I'm here for help.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. And then last on the list is Salvo. I spoke with Salvo a little bit already, but do you have any questions for me?
I don't have any questions right now, but
Okay.
what I'm working on, everything looks good. I'm hoping to finish as much as I can by next week, or hopefully I'll finish everything earlier. That's the goal.
Okay. So, by
If I
next...
do finish it earlier, can I change that on the schedule?
Yeah, you should. So right now, next week is blank for you. We have 3 weeks is the gap, and so probably we need to scoot this forward a little bit. Do you want me to move this up to the week of the 15th?
Well, I'm not exactly sure if I'll be able to finish it next week.
Okay.
I'm just gonna leave it for now, and if I do finish it earlier, then that's something I can change on my own, right?
Yeah, scooting it up is fine.
Okay, yeah, I'll keep an eye on that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, that's all I had questions on.
Great. All right, you guys. Then that's it for our meeting today. I don't have anything else to talk about, and we've checked in with everybody. Any last minute questions or concerns?
I think Elias hopped in
Did he? Oh, there he
after you
is.
passed. Yeah.
Hello.
Yo,
Do you have
I did.
Do you have any questions or anything for me?
Did you already look at mine?
Oh. Let me see.
That's a lie.
Last week I did, yes. Did you see
well,
the recorded meeting?
No, because this isn't me. This is Elijah. I'm Elias.
Oh shit. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
Let me take a look again. Let's see, where are
It's
you?
just a bunch of Dropbox assignments. I wanted to do 2 lessons, but like I underestimated them a lot. They're really hard work.
Oh, you did a bunch, man. Okay, let me take a look.
Like they're all like for practice and whatnot. But
Yeah,
I'm on the 250 box challenge right now.
awesome. Okay.
I'm on like box 82.
Yeah, I recognize these. They're really good for confidence. So you're doing it the full traditional way with pen like they recommend, huh?
Yeah, I bought the pens off Amazon.
Nice. So they talked all about like why they want you to do that, right?
Yeah, I read through all of the
Yeah.
stuff.
For anybody else who's just kind of like listening in, the reason is because pen is permanent and it makes it very apparent what you did and didn't do. And so it forces you to get good hand discipline, so which is a really clever thing. Although I will say that's a very puritanical way to approach things, and I don't mind digital, but it's a nice way to kind of like super kung fu discipline yourself to do things the right way. What was this one?
Basically, you're supposed to draw 2 points and then a line between the two, and do that over 8 times.
Oh, the same. Wow.
Yeah,
Jeez, man, they really do punish you, huh?
it's hard, but it's very nice for learning. Like 250
Yeah,
boxes,
yeah.
like it's driving me insane, but it's helpful.
This is very disciplined, very good. Okay. Are you looking for a grade for this, or are you just showing progress right now? Because we can do either one.
Honestly, I'm not really sure because like
Okay.
through the criteria, it says it doesn't have to be perfect at all because
Oh
we're
yeah.
learning.
No,
So I
no.
have no idea, honestly.
Well, I mean, by a grade, I mean you set forth a project goal, you follow through on that project goal, and we make comment about how closely you aligned with that goal. I think you potentially did everything that you tried to do here.
That is true, except I wanted to do 2 lessons, and I did. This is
Ah,
just one. It's going to take me at least 3 weeks to do the 250 box thing.
sure. And you know what? That's valuable information though, because now you kind of know like, okay, that was too much. I need to cut it back down and try to make a more realistic size of, progress. But you seem to be making really good progress there. Very cool.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure everything was all good still.
Yeah. If you want a grade for this, then submit the grade in Canvas, just on project one. There's instructions to fill out there. If you don't, then you can leave this one be and wait until a future goal. Like, are you really thinking 3 more weeks till the next one?
That's for me to complete the challenge. I need
Okay.
about 40 pages front and back of boxes.
For 250 boxes, right?
Yeah, the lesson wanted 6 per page.
Damn, six per page. Well, you could do more than that. I'm trying to think like, so 250 boxes divided by 14 days, which would be 2 weeks, would only be like 17 boxes a day. I think you could swing that. You don't think you can do that?
I think I'm just giving myself lax, but maybe I could.
I want to see
I do
if,
about 18 a day right now.
oh, if you did 25 a day, you'd be done in 10 days, which is under 2 weeks.
That's true, but the boxes, because like
There's,
not only do you have to draw the boxes, you have to like
are,
plot them. I don't have any pictures
are they
up on
like
them,
these ones, like
but
the 1 point or the 3 point boxes?
no, I haven't uploaded any of the boxes for the box challenge. I'll have to upload it.
Are they full three-dimensional, like rotating boxes?
3 dimensional and rotating, yes.
Okay, yeah, it is a bit more challenging. Mm,
And I have to plot their like corners back to my imagined vanishing point, and I
yeah,
have to draw through them, etc.
I'm still thinking 3 weeks is a lot of time for that. I would suggest bumping it up by 1 week and trying to hit Friday of this week of 315. That's what I would suggest, because that kind of pressure is going to really make sure that you stay diligent and keep doing it. If you really feel like you need that extra week, feel free to leave it there. But that's what I would suggest.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Honestly, as long as I keep staying consistent, I probably should be able to hit it. So
cool.
yeah.
I would say go ahead and submit project one for this first bit that you just turned in, because I think you've done enough by far to justify a grade. And even though you didn't hit that goal, that's not necessarily going to tank your grade. You know, you were realistic about it.
That is good to hear. Thank you very much, David.
Well, man, thank you. Also, if you want me to draw things on one of our meetings, I'm happy to do that, because I've not only taught anatomical figure drawing, but also the basic design courses and perspective drawing. So I can do all that stuff and more.
Actually, speaking of, is the anatomy class ever coming back?
I have no idea. Oh, you know what? A anatomy class is in the art division. For game art, I have no idea.
Gotcha. All right, I'll just stay posted on that then.
Yeah, Quentin did mention to me that anatomy is going to be run again from his department, but yeah, I'm pretty much not sure about game art's version.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay. Oh, Nate says it's gone. Yeah, it's probably gone.
Damn.
Okay. Although all the videos are still up, so if you want to go on to YouTube and check out all the videos, they're all up there.
That is true.
I use Proco a lot. Just go look at Proco's videos and then look at mine for when people turned in their homework. That's all you got to do.
Neat. Thank you.
All right, you guys. That's it. Any further questions? If not, we are adjourned.
You mentioned submitting assignments.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something we have to be doing in Canvas
Yes.
about that?
I'll show very quickly. So in Canvas for your class, we have all of these different game projects 1 through 10, as well as this entry goals one, which I already graded. What you'll do is just go to submit project 1 and then answer these questions. Yeah, answer these questions. Actually, read the instructions up here. This is to coincide with your submitted materials, but if you've already done that part, then you're good. But you have to just answer these questions down here when you submit. So when you say, like, I think I can do this faked by saying student view. So resubmit the assignment. So we get a text entry field. Just answer those 5 questions. Sorry, 5 questions. So just number them 1 through 5 and just type out your answers here. The first one is just the link. So it's the same as on the project schedule. Okay. And then for peer reviews, I did actually go through and assign a round of peer reviews. So you guys might want to check your assignments in the class to see if you have one pending. If you don't worry about it, because there's not enough to go around for everybody, but you may have one pending. Then it's your job to just answer these questions in reference to the person's assignment. So just read their answers, click on the link to remind yourself what it was, or play their game or view their art, and then just give your opinion. So all of these 4 things. And you will get points for that as well.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Cool. All right, you guys. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Hang out if you got extra questions.